I'm Louise Cooke with Genealogy Gems podcast, and here for the Family History Expos TV. And I have joining me Amy Urman. And Amy is one of the genealogy. I met you through Genealogy Gems. You're one of my listeners, and boy, what a fascinating lady. You have had a lot of experience working in the genealogy societies and doing your own work, but what really intrigued me was the fact that it was your line of work outside of genealogy. Tell us what that is.
I'm a private investigator.
And of course, the first thing I thought was there has got to be a way to apply the techniques of private investigation into our genealogy research, because really that's what we're doing, is we're trying to find the clues and follow the evidence. Isn't that right?
Correct.
So what are some of the tips? I know that you shared some with my listening audience, but I know that not only for you, it's probably more the case of finding living people. And as we all know, if we can locate that living ancestor or that living cousin, distant cousin, or whatever, they may have the box of goodies that we've been looking for. What are some of the techniques that you use to find people?
Some of the things that I use are land records. I use land records. I use a lot of databases. One rule of thumb is never rely on one database or one search engine. I run up to 5 on a simple search. Name variants. I think a lot of us get stuck in our modes where we know things should be spelled one way and we kind of stick to that, and we lose a lot of information that way.
And I want to go back to the databases for a second, because that is so true. And I think what you're really saying is just because, or the search engines, even if you search one, you search the second, and you're getting absolutely nowhere, every single one needs to be tried. And after I heard this from you, I went and I want to say the search engine was dogpile.com, and I found somebody on there that did not come up on any other search engine. It was just crazy. So you just kind of have to have your checklist and work through them, don't you?
And then you have to, instead of just saying, I've done all I can to find that person, you need to wait a few months and go back again and run that search, because the internet is being updated daily, minute, hourly.
Yes.
And so if you just mark it off as done and don't continually research, you're losing.
That would be a perfect thing to set up a Google alert,
exactly.
Right? So have your search
alert.
Engines and do your Google alerts.
Perfect.
Okay, so what are some of those other tips that you had?
Let's see, off the top of my head.
Well, you said that you looked into land records to find people today, and do you sometimes go sideways if you're not getting very far directly finding the person that you're looking for?
Especially with living people, and it's the same for people who have passed. If I find land, I could go talk to the people who are obviously still in the house next to them, that have been there for 20 or 30 years. If the family lived there for 10 years and their neighbors have been there for 30 years, I can get some clues from the neighbor. Or if they lived there a short amount of time, or they were renting a home, I can go to the people next door, especially if it's a young family and they made a lot of noise, and the neighbors will tell me all the information on people.
Perfect. Well, these are all great ideas, and certainly you can tune into Genealogy Gems and listen to Amy and some of our conversations and some of the interesting situations that you had in terms of your work. You're with the Arizona Genealogical Society, is that correct?
Arizona State Genealogical Society and the Arizona, ASGAB. I'm with ASGAB.
Okay.
The Arizona Genealogical Advisory Board. And I think that's about it. That's all I'm into right now.
That keeps somebody busy. Do you ever get a chance to do your own research?
I do, and I've learned to be very selfish. I schedule time for myself, and I don't answer the phone for my business, and I don't answer the phones for my friends.
That is phenomenal advice, because it can just take you away from what you love most. Amy, thank you so much for stopping by the booth.